Mike's Daily Podcast.
Happy New Year. This is the first Mike's Daily Podcast for 2023. I am using a new microphone I got for Christmas.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That's connected to my laptop. Isn't that awesome? But the problem is that yours truly got sick with COVID, and this is episode 2536, 2536. So we pretty much said, that's it. We're not going to do any podcasts for the rest of 2022 because that year
Mike's Daily Podcast
was awful. But today, I'm here at Cafe Anyway. I'm using my laptop
Mike's
to record today's show,
Daily
which is different.
Podcast.
And the podcast picture may or may not have a cat in it. It's going to have a cat in it. And it's going to be a good show. Hopefully I'm able to use this equipment correctly. And we are hopefully not going to get flooded. Because Castro Valley, like much of the Bay Area, got a lot of flooding. And here at Cafe Anyway, it got flooded out. Not like a whole bunch of water, but just enough to cover the floor. And it was rising and it wouldn't go away. So thankfully, with the use of a lot of wet vac devices, dry vac, we'll call it that. Anyway, we'll call it a miracle vac because it got rid of the water. And we were so happy. Problem with that though is we don't know until it actually rains if what we've done. I've done a lot of tarping outside to prevent the influx of rainwater coming back into the house. So I won't know until it gets bad again in the next couple of days if we are in fact safe. But so we've got COVID. We are trying to get over it, and I have decided.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I'm just going to wear a mask all the time. I'm just going to duct tape a mask and, what other device to keep me from catching any disease ever again. Just put it right on my face. I'm going to look like the guy from that third Batman movie. Oh, the podcast pictures of me and the wonderful cat, Rocky. This was taken today as we were enjoying each other's company here on that day off after New Year's Day. But I was so glad to see 2022 go. There's the late great Basil the Boxer. Yes. Enjoying Cafe Anyway. So, Democrat and GOP elected officials and political activists demanded the Department of Transportation to hold the company accountable so that customers receive full refunds and accommodations. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, hey, wasn't that the guy in Chicago who had all that stuff going on? And I thought he was going to be in jail forever. But anyway, he's back. So Pete Buttigieg was warned about airline chaos months ago, yet publicly assured travelers that air travels would be better by the holidays. So he is on the hook. The Department of Transportation tweeted that it would look into the actions of Southwest Airlines, which accounted for a large amount of the more than 3,900 flight cancellations and 8,200 plus delays. This was into or out of the U.S. or within the U.S. as of last Monday. This was per FlightAware data and Axios. And even Bernie Sanders was saying that US DOT, which the U.S. Department of Transportation, must hold Southwest CEOs accountable for his greed and incompetence. But we can't even travel here in California with all the rain. Well, yesterday and today were beautiful sunny days. Well, no, wait. Yesterday was sunny. Today is gloomy. And it's kind of coming back a little bit. So, I don't know. When it comes to the holidays, I'm thinking, I'm just going to stay put. But it's interesting because with the rain that came down and a little bit of rain that was coming into the room down below where my studio is, that made for an interesting day because yours truly produces shows for other people. And as the rain is pouring down, and oh wow, we have Rocky is running around. I think he knocked something over. Okay, so as the rain is pouring down and I'm feeling water at my feet and I'm on the computer trying to do editing for a show that's about to be on the radio, it made for an interesting day on Saturday. So DeSantis was investigating a highly sexualized drag show attended by minors. This according to the Washington Examiner. It's a show called A Drag Queen Christmas, was hosted at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts, and that took place day after Christmas. The show was generally restricted to adults, but children were allowed to attend if they were accompanied by a parent. Okay, so he was investigating that. And this according to Hot Air, according to one witness who blew the whistle on the drag show. This was from hotair.com. The entertainment did indeed include sexually explicit content. One skit was titled Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but if you change the first two letters of that to, if you add an SC to Rudolph's name. It's no surprise that Ron DeSantis is moving to take action on this, said Hot Air. He's already gone on record as being opposed to the sexualization of children at events like this. Oh yeah, and he did the whole thing with Disneyland. And yes, that was... As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. Oh, look who's outside here. As it's starting to sprinkle a little bit here at Cafe anyway. Hello, Michael Master, it's Madame Rootabega, what is that? It's like a podcast microphone. You plug it into a laptop and you can like record. Unlike the old days where you had to buy like a mixer and do all kinds of crazy things. I don't care. Michael, I am so happy that 2022 is over. It was a horrible year. I did not like it. Ooh. Did you like 2021? Yes. Did you like 2020? Yes. 2022? No. Hopefully you'll like 2023. Okay, I'm being told now that I have to throw this ball for the cat. It went over there. Oh, he didn't see it. This cat, Rocky, is like a dog, and he fetches and brings back objects that you throw for him. He's actually better at fetching than the late, great Basil the Boxer. Look who else is here. Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Mike, how come you sound so nasally, D? Yeah, nasally. Do you know that? It's because of the COVID thing, which when it hit me, it was all about the sinuses, and then the achiness started, and the just being really sleepy and then coughing a lot, and it's been that kind of a COVID experience. A little bit of stomach issue, but the sinus stuff continues, although it's much, 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 much better. But yes, that's how my 2022 ended. That COVID, the wonderful things I hated about 2022. So getting COVID at Christmas, having a deluge hit the house where for 12 hours straight I'm using a wet vac to suck up the water, and then my lovely lady friend helping me with another wet vac. So we're both vacuuming away this water. That's how we spent the last day of 2022. Losing my mom in 2022, having one of those things at your company, and I hear this happen to a lot of people that work for different companies, where they just decide one day, we're ripping out the old system and putting in the new one. And you're thinking, all right, that's good, out with the old and with the new. But then they did it so poorly where all the work fell on top of me. They said, oh, we're bringing a team, it'll be fine. A team will help you out. But instead, it was yours truly doing all the hard work. So I decided that 2022, after that, which was a very exhaustive, it started in June and pretty much lasted throughout the rest of the year, dealing with that, and of course losing my mom and all that. Don't like 2022. Did I miss anything? I think that's pretty much it. 2022 was bad. But now we're going to try a segment here. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this with this setup. It's called Let's Go Back with Matthews. Oh, okay, so we can't do Let's Go Back with Matthews because I can't feed audio from a second source into this laptop, so therefore we will not hear that or the Mike Matthews New Tunes feud. We will put that on delay for now, but yes, it's been quite a year. I'm delighted to learn that I am okay with not drinking coffee for several weeks in a row. I've been on nonstop tea and water, just tea and water, trying to stay hydrated. From multiple people that I've heard, this is the best way to get through COVID. I didn't want to do the Paxlovid thingy, so maybe had I used that, I'd be better or worse, I don't know. So we just continue and get lots of rest. That seems to be the best recipe. And soup. I can come up with, I just need a little bit of broth and I'm off to the races. Broth and a little vegetable something of some kind, because now I'm trying to stay away from meat. That's the one big resolution in 2023, or intention, or decision, or whatever you want to call it. So that's what we'll say for this podcast. Thank you for listening. We'll do another one hopefully soon, and we'll try to make it daily again. You can call the number that's still around, 336-MM Daily, and enjoy 2023.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!